Hi guys, I was watching this program that was talking about how easy it is to turn back the mileage on these new cars. Well, pretty much any car that has a digital mileage gauge and an ODD diagnostic port, second generation. And it reminded me of some years ago. I test drove a 2007 SRT Chrysler 300. It's had the 6.1 Hemi, and it was the first time I had ever driven that car with that much power. Well, I think the dash said it had 80,000 miles or something like that, but I didn't really believe that, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the car ran fine. The motor, transmission, everything seemed normal, but at like 80 miles per hour, the front end was shaking. Also, when you stepped on the gas hard, the rear differential had a bushing or something broke, because you would hear it hit the bottom of the car or whatever. And what else? Oh, the brake pedal was worn down. Like a lot of people when they drive, they take their foot from the gas pedal to the brake, and they don't put the brake. Hell, I don't put my foot in the middle of the brake. Most people put it right down on the edge. Well, the edge of that brake pedal was showing metal. And when I popped the hood, I looked at the engine, and you know how they like clean the engine and then they'll spray the Armor All or whatever all over to make everything look all shiny. That don't work on me. There's other stuff you can look at that will show the age of the car. Stuff like, if you look, here's a good example. If you look at the brake fluid, and a lot of cars have see-through reservoirs. Well, you can see the brake fluid through the reservoir anyway. If the car, just say if a car's claiming to have 60 to 80,000 miles, the brake fluid should be pretty clean. Now, I don't know about 80, but my F-150 I think it has 60,000 miles. And the last time I looked at my brake fluid, it didn't look black. What else you look at? You can look at the steering wheel. Now, if it's a leather steering wheel, it may be a little hard, because leather lasts a little bit longer than a regular steering wheel, whatever the crap they're made of. I don't know. You also look at the driver's seat. Look at the driver's seat compared to the passenger seat. You can also look at the carpet. A lot of the car lines, they take the floor mats out and they put them in a trunk, some of them. So you can look at the carpet, look at the driver's side carpet, open and close the driver's side door. Sometimes a car with a lot of miles, the door will open, but that's really not a good example anymore, because the newer cars, the doors last a lot longer than the older cars. The older cars had really, especially American cars, had really heavy driver's door. But again, there's something you can look at though. If you open the door, look at the striker bar. This part right here. Look at that right there. This door, it actually looks pretty good. So that would be a good example, because this car has 156,000 miles. But oh, I know. Look at the center console. Look at this armrest. Now mine is not torn up, but I know a lady that's got a 2014 Equinox. She has 170,000 miles, and this thing look like a damn moon rock. It's all torn up and crunched up and all that. But you can also pull the dipstick out. Pull the dipstick out and look around the dipstick hole. If the person didn't keep the oil change or they ran the oil low, you're gonna see crud around the dipstick hole. What I mean by crud, just little pieces of black dirt. Sometimes you can open up the oil cap and look inside the oil cap. And if they didn't keep the oil change, you'll see crud inside there. This car, again, it's got 156,000 miles. I opened it up the other day and it's clean. I think the person might have kept the oil changed in here. But there's certain things I can look at to tell, you know, how many miles is on the car. Oh, you know, sometimes I look at the radio and you'll see, like, this button right here showing some wear. And that one right there, it looks okay. That one right there is a little worn. Not bad, but mainly, look at the buttons on the steering wheel. There's just certain things I can look at. I can't really tell you right now. It's just, I look at it, you know, look at, oh, here's a good example. Look at the wheels. Look for brake dust on the wheels. People who don't keep the wheels clean, you'll find brake dust on the wheels. Build up in the corner real bad. I can't really explain, but there's a lot of stuff I look at. I can tell whether or not the car has the actual miles. Look at just the jump. It's not something you can see the first time. You have to sort of kind of like deal with cars to know cars where they have changed the mileage. My Trailblazer, my 04 Trailblazer, I bought it in 08. It said it had 65,000 miles on it. The thing, when you make a left or right turn and you run across a speed bump, the suspension would bump like it was loose or something. And I always felt that for that car to have 60,000 miles, hitting a bump, the suspension should not pop or bump or whatever, and it would do that. So did they turn my Trailblazer back? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but this was just something I noticed. You know, the engine was clean on it. The driver's seat was okay. The brake pedal is it's got a rubber cushion, but it looks like it don't come off. I mean, if it does, I don't know, just for some reason, it just looks like it don't come off. But, oh, the steering wheel in the Trailblazer, like right up in here, it's always been kind of beat up. So that was another reason I suspected that they may have turned the car back, because the steering wheel, like right in here, because people sit at lights and they do this motorcycle stuff. And I knew a boss that had a company truck, and he had done this so bad that, like, if you grab the steering wheel right here, it would just move around. You know, you had to drive the car with your hand anywhere else except here. And that was like a 2000 Chevrolet pickup truck. But you know, look at your door buttons right here. So like, this is the thing I loved about this car. When I saw it, I noticed that the door panel was all clean, the button was all clean, and that made me feel safe buying this car, you know, even though I knew the transmission was bad when I bought it. But the trim pieces in here, it's not really much broken in this car. But just stuff like that you have to look out for. Like I said, I can't really train you, but I can just give you examples of stuff to look at. I can't really think of nothing else. But anyway, this is Dre. I just hope this video helps somebody. And, oh, well, you know what? Drive the car. All I can say is drive the car. It's not so much how much power the engine make, but just drive, you know, go across some speed bumps. Go across some speed bumps. Take it on the expressway if you can. Get it up to about 70, 80 miles per hour. And see how it rides. Take your hand off the steering wheel. You know, make sure the car travel in a straight line. Oh, that's the other thing. Put on brakes. Don't slam on brake, but put on brake with your hand off the steering wheel. See whether or not the car pulls. That tells you whether or not the suspension is bad or the car is out of line. Don't play the radio. If, you know, a lot of, what they call them, salesmen, would get in and want to play the radio, I reach them, cut the damn radio off. I mean, as soon as they cut it on, I said, I don't want to hear the radio. I want to hear the car. You know, we'll listen to the radio when we come back to a complete stop. But right now, I want to hear the car. But can I be fooled? Yeah, I probably can. But I've been dealing with cars for so long that I'm pretty good at what I do. Guys, there's something else I forgot to add, and this is very important. I've noticed that, like, if you get a Kelley Blue Book app and put on your phone, and you put in whatever year that car is, it'll give you a mileage of what it should be, about what the car should be. And I've noticed that a lot of times the car lots, that car will be within 3,000 miles of that mileage. You know, I'm just saying, like, if you Google, I'm just giving an example. You Google 2015 F-150, it might say it should have 60,000 miles. The car you buying will have 60,000 miles, 58,000 miles, or 62,000 miles. That right there gives me reason to believe that the mileage has been changed. All right, I just looked up for my 2000 Cadillac DeVille, and this the mileage that shows up, 132,458. Now, I'm well above that at 158,744. Is this the original mile for this Cadillac? I don't know. It's hard to tell because the car is in pretty good shape, so it's probably is the right mileage. But you know, whatever. But yeah, sometimes when you put in, well, almost every time you put in the year of the car, it'll show the mileage. Like if you put in a 2010 Cadillac DeVille, the mileage will be a lot lower. All right, this is a 2010 Cadillac DTS, which is a DeVille, and it's got 99,297 miles. So if you saw a 2010 Cadillac DeVille at the car lot and it had like 100,000 miles or 102,000 miles, I would be suspect. I would be suspect on that car. Anyway, this is Dre. Hope y'all enjoy this.